So, episode 15 of Dragon Ball Heroes dropped tonight, the promotional anime, and wanted to give my quick thoughts on it. I'll be very honest with y'all about this. I'm just kind of sick of Heroes, dude. Like, I really am. I get the purpose of it, I get what they're trying to do. I understand that once in a while you'll get some gems, like maybe a cool fight or some cheap fan service, and that's pretty much it. But it's just kind of dragging and dragging and dragging. I think part of the reason is because of the fact that, these episodes are a month apart, sometimes more. Whereas back in the day, if you were to watch like Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super weekly, they would drag. But I feel like this is dragging to where it's not really evolving the story, like at all. Like there's no real, like the story's not moving forward here. You'll have a character get a new form and he'll fight, and then it won't get resolved with that new form, and then we'll move on to the next thing, a fusion, or they'll bring in another character from the Super or from old movies or whatever, like Golden Metal Cooler with a new form for him, new cards to promote. Like I've said a million times on these reviews, this show is or this short, this OVA, whatever you want to call it, it's a promo anime. It's just done to promote the video games. But even if I were to have access to the Japanese Heroes game, not the one on Switch, the original Japanese one, the main arcade game, I'm not so sure this would really get me to play it more. You know what I mean? If I like the game, I'll go play it. If I don't like the game, I won't. I don't think this promotional anime is really going to get me hyped up to go and buy the new card. But again, I'm not a hardcore Heroes player, so what do I know? But in this episode, it was all about Hearts, and Hearts is showing off his power. Hearts is, in many ways, Hearts has become the centerpiece villain of this arc more so than Zamasu, which is a bit of a disappointment, but I have a feeling the reason they're doing that's because eventually Hearts will lose. However, and Zamasu can come back. However, I'm not so sure about that, only because of the fact that in Heroes, nobody ever really died. It's like that that line from the Rise of Skywalker trailer that Red Letter Media made fun of. No one's ever really gone. Like, it's the same thing here. Like, no one's ever really gone, not just in Dragon Ball, but especially in Heroes. Now, there was a cool moment in this episode that I did enjoy. Jiren returns and he saves Goku. I thought that was a really neat thing they did. They had Zamasu with it was almost like a surfboard type move on Goku, where he's got his foot in Goku's back and he's pulling back on his arms and he's torturing Goku, and then Jiren saves him. And again, every time I see something like this, I think, man, wouldn't it have been better if they saved that for Super? Wouldn't it have been more impactful if Goku's fighting a villain in Super, in an upcoming Super movie or Super episode, and then Jiren saves him there? It's a cool little thing to see Jiren helping Goku after they fought so, strongly, I guess you can say. They fought so aggressively in Tournament of Power, and they wasted it here. Okay. And they had another cool moment where Zamasu goes for a move, and then all of a sudden it gets all crystallized and blue, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know what that means. Toki Tobashi, and HIT made his grand return into Dragon Ball Heroes. We haven't seen him in a while. He was in a very, very small section of one of the episodes before, during the Universe 6 portion of this arc. It was only like one episode, but he's back. Of course, Jiren and HIT are fan favorites from Dragon Ball Super, new characters, and it's good to see them back, but I'll be honest, I don't really care that much. Like, it's cool to see them back, but like I said, it's not really, I'm not that interested, especially since I know how this formula works. And I know that even though it's teased that HIT and Jiren could work together to win, I just don't see that happening, because they always want to give the win to Goku or one of his friends, even though I think it would be a great twist if HIT and Jiren wound up being the heroes. Actually, if it was HIT, Jiren, and Goku, the threesome, I think that would be great. I think fans would like that. I think it could work. That remains to be seen what happens. And they have a scene here with HIT, Jiren, and Goku. They're coming in to attack, and then they just get knocked away. So again, you have the teaser there, but Dragon Ball Heroes just never really, they never give you a conclusion to a tease. I mean, we've seen teases for Ozato and King Cold, especially in the manga, and we saw a tease for Golden Metal Cooler, and it just went nowhere. Like, where's he at? Where's Cumber at? They never followed up on that, So the big story here, the big sort of pushing point, selling point, because remember what I said in the previous reviews, this manga, or this anime, sorry, promo anime is done just to promote the damn game, whatever new card is coming out. Heart has a new form. He's able to tap into the cube power. It went inside of him, and he's able to have now a brand new transformation. So that is going to be your new Dragon Ball Heroes card. For those of you watching this in Japan, you probably already know this. Outside of Japan, we don't get this kind of stuff. We get the Hero Switch game, but we don't get the arcade game, at least not yet. So this new form is kind of interesting because it's so ridiculous. Like it's basically Hearts with like Super Saiyan hair, but he has like the Yi Xing Long Omega Shenron spikes on his back, and he's surrounded by balls. Like it looks like they were definitely getting inspiration from GT, from Omega Shenron. There's no question they got inspiration from that, but it just kind of looks so damn ridiculous. Like it doesn't look that cool, to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of this new form. It just looks like they're trying too hard. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Looks like bad fan fiction. Looks like one of those like fake next Dragon Ball Super villain revealed photos, and it's like some fan art. You know, that's what it looks like to me. Now, the other interesting twist in the episode, which I do think is a good one, this actually was something that got me interested, is that Hearts betrayed Zamasu. So we don't know if we've seen the end of Zamasu because, like I said, no one ever's really gone, but Hearts did betray Zamasu, which really, to me, reaffirms what I said earlier, in that I do think that he's going to be the top villain for this arc, and they're going to have to beat him in order for the arc to continue, or for it to end, that is. I think he is the top villain. So that's essentially where the episode ends. Again, you know what to expect from this. If you've been watching Heroes, you might like it. To me, you can literally, it's like 8, I think the total episode time without the intro is like 8 minutes. If you have 8 minutes, you can watch it. There's just nothing interesting here. I pretty much just told you what happens. Hearts gets a new form and betrays Zamasu. Jiren and HIT show up. That's pretty much it. Like that's all you need to know. You can skip this episode and go to 17 when it airs, next month or the month after. Or hey, if you're not watching, you're not watching. But I thank you for watching my review of the Heroes episode 16 promo anime, and I'll keep doing these just to see if it gets better. But again, this one was okay, not that interesting, to be honest, but we'll see. It's Dragon Ball, so I feel like I have to watch it, if that makes sense. Thank you again. Have a good one, and I'll see y'all soon.